Hi.
Hi.
Welcome to the new Boucherat Gallery in Fantan Alley. An extension of what we've been doing in Studio 16.5 for the last 4 years. So we're currently standing in a show that we call the First 50, because that is 50 shows that we've had in Fantan Alley now in Studio 16.5, but it is also the first show that we're doing in the new gallery as it is, which we have named Boucherat Gallery. You can say why.
I could, maybe. The Boucherat name comes from, we did some digging in the historical books of Victoria and came up with the landowner of this building was originally Marie Boucherat. She financed the building in 1912. And not really sure why, but I did connect with her great niece, and she did a whole bunch of research for us and found out all this information about Marie, and she was from France and she came over. So it was really neat to learn about the history of the building, and because we've been so educated by the people in Chinatown, the history of Chinatown, but this is beyond that. That was before even the Chinese culture was really present here. So that was a context we wanted to bring into the gallery, because coming up with a name for an art gallery is always a challenge when you don't want to name it something silly, but you want to choose something that is timeless and that will carry on as you change and grow. And so I thought, well, okay, let's go back and see if we can find something that works for us. And it turns out that her family, existing in France, runs a limited art printing press. And they have been making prints for famous artists for years and years, going back into centuries ago. And they're still doing it. So luckily we've got a connection in Paris now, just by accident.
Yeah. So now, one of the great things about moving down here is we can split up again like a little bit more of what we've been doing in Studio 16.5. In November, we took the store out of the studio and moved it down the street, opened the Regalia, and now we're able to take the gallery out of Studio 16.5, leaving it as what it was when we found it, which is an empty room to do things in. So we sort of returned the studio back to a studio, so we're going to try to facilitate that as a venue for people to come and use for a multiplicity of types of events. So we're hoping to, in the future, do some workshops, some classes, more film screenings, and a whole bunch of other things that we weren't really able to do when it was focused on being a gallery. So
and it's something that comes up in the artistic community anywhere you go. There's always a lack of venues and spaces for people to do things like host a poetry reading or have an art class. And we've always been asked by people coming into our gallery, can I use this for that? Can I use it for this? And now we are capable of having the space available because it's not showing art, and that really limited what we were able to do in the small room upstairs. And this is so much more visible that it totally makes sense, and now we have everything in line to be able to do all the different things we wanted to do, and not have to cram them all into one room and hope for the best.
It's sort of like starting over.
Sort of. All over again. But so what we did was we put together an exhibition, the First 50, and we tried to include as many artists as we could that had shown with us previously to this. So pretty much every piece in here is by an artist that has been in a past show at Studio 16.5. And a couple of new ones, because we wanted to include, like, going into the future, what we're going to do with the space. But I think everyone in here has shown with us in some capacity, maybe at the shop or something like that. So, so there's, I think I counted 34 artists in the show. So we were trying to get to 50, but
right.
Not bad. Maybe we'll collect some more over the month, but we have a few really great shows set up for the next few months. The Woodpile Collective is going to be doing a 2-level installation. They're going to take over 16.5, because when we initially took on the show, we were upstairs, and they had this huge plan made up for upstairs, and we said, well, do you want to do downstairs too? So we'll have a 2-level show for the month of August, and then in September, Peter Taylor from Vancouver, he's an illustrator, will be coming out and doing a series of drawings for that, and some installation work as well. So we've already got a few things on the menu, and we'd like to expand our print catalog and really create like a venue for artists, local artists, to have a presence in downtown, mainly focusing on the emerging local artists, but we also have relationships with a few people from out of town, so that's really exciting because we're bringing in more and more people that wouldn't normally have a place to show in Victoria, and the more visible we are, the more interesting people we can attract, so that's really nice.
Now we just have to work out the details, finish the website, ready to go.
Great. Okay,
Thanks, Efren.
Thank you, and
Thanks.
good luck, and we will see here next month again.
Right? Okay.
August 7th.
Yeah, that was the guy that was dating Opal's mom when I was dating Opal.
I'll let you start walking past now. Big feet. Jeans for dad and the Levi's for
I didn't see it, but I believe do you want to do it in front of the oh, hey, there's the original singers. More than one name.
Okay, I'll drop in for sure next time. Okay, great. Is it all right?
They've just got a really big, they got a chance to get a really big space here, so they went for it.
So where is that space?
It's the next one.
Oh, I see.
Upstairs.
Okay. I have the email address from upstairs, and I guess.
It's the same.
Yeah, okay. Well, thanks a lot, guys. Hey, maybe you can tell me where Dab Gallery is.
Dab's closed.
Oh, it is. They didn't.
They moved to a different space.
So they're finished.
And they're through the gallery style. They moved into a studio. I'd say cheer up, but